Hello, and welcome to a Thursday edition of Robert versus the New York Times Crossword. This video is actually late because when I was recording this video yesterday, I forgot to capture the audio, or I had my audio settings wrong. So this is the voiceover after the fact. So here's the Thursday mini, and let's do it. That's a cloak. Didn't know this Connecticut senator. Feeling a little silly. This is orcas, asks, key. This is horse, Rocky, IPAs, and system. Yep, didn't know Chris Murphy. Couldn't figure out Loopy at the time, but orcas, asks. Suddenly there's like a lot of Jeopardy stuff on the crossword ever since I've been on. That's how it feels anyway. Yeah, horse, Rocky, very iconic. I'm a big fan of IPAs, but I did spend a lot of time on the West Coast, and system. All right, very nice. But now for the main event. That's the Thursday Daily Grid, which is by David Tuffs today. Here's your spoiler alert. If you'd like to play along, pause the video here, click on the link in the description below. The Daily Grid does require a New York Times game subscription. And here I'm noticing that the grid looks a little bit short. Looks like it might be 14 squares high. It probably means that it's 16 squares wide. So let's see what David Tuffs has in store for us. We already got into it. All right, these are BMWs. This is Laic, this is Auto, and this is, I think it's Cthulhu, but I think it's spelled like this, with an HU at the end. Do not delay, it could be ASAP or stat. This is probably Arte in Spanish. Bane is Scourge. Constant Irritant. Member of the family is probably Cis. Faultless biblically is without sin. Spanish, and I'm realizing here that sin means without in Spanish. When reaching across the aisle, perhaps. Final bid. Pasta name for quills is Penne. Boot camp participant. And substitute on TV Czech, but I don't know much Czech, unfortunately. Boot camp participant could be enlistee, maybe. Map detail could be inset. Romeo and Juliet, they're teens, but that's not it. One-time rival Activision. I think it might be Atari, because this is Samuel Alito. Cafe Analog, not sure. Drive, also not sure. This is probably Bride. Final bid adieu, because you bid adieu. Setting for part of Frankenstein, not written down. Is oral, competitor with variable skills. It's a cute clue for mathlete. One of the Huxtable kids is Theo. Some size, I guess it's Oz. What's fatefully cast in a quote attributed to Julius Caesar? I guess it's the die. Bon mot and Oahu. Let's put the die here. I did know that D was German for the. Constant irritant. Can't figure it out at the moment. It's not bugaboo, because that E is correct. Roman god is Dei or Deo or something. This is LSD. 3PO's companion is R2D2. Classic TV kid, whose name sounds like two letters of the alphabet. Irish actor Chris, not gonna get that. Pick for a pendant. Bakery container, Spanish. Single numbers, be soli. Plural of solos. Rude looks. Targets for Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. Adherent of a philosophy of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. Procedure of quattro or chic. This is trace or tray. Allude to, maybe get at. Irish actor Chris. This is stoic, I guess. Get right on it. Doing the pigeon dancer on Sesame Street. No idea. 6 + 6. Also no idea. It's not 12. It's too long. Attribute aptly hidden in We're Gods. It's just ego. Signs of good health in puppies. I think it's wet noses. Shout out to Momo. Hypothetical entities are ETs. Outspoken agitator Dutch. Phony document. Get right on it. Act soon? Something like that. Part of NAACP is national. Right, what is this phony document? Awe-inducing. Baked Scottish snack. The Ingalls family little house on the prairie. It's probably a cabin, not just beliefs. It shares a 44-mile border with Canada. It's a really short border, so Idaho. Bat boy question mark. I guess it's Robin. Rude looks. And this is just adorable. Audacity could be nerve. Right. Phony document. Right, cabin here. Targets. Big banks. There it is. Like the second word in those themers, vis-a-vis the first word, they're just translations, aka just translated. Replace IE with EG, EG edit, it's a cute clue. Low carb kind of diet is keto. Blotch, a blot? No, it's too close. Spot here, this is atop. Indian food is roti. Still have no idea. Highball is an orb. This is probably some kind of cake, but I don't know what 6 plus 6 is. Believe is think. Rude looks is just leering, I guess. This is firebrand. I guess brand is the Dutch word for fire. This is songs. Comic Chris of SNL. Make adjustments to is just probably alter. Give the boot evict. Backing is aid. Not streamed. Maybe it's on CD. This could be oatcake. This could be act fast. Still don't know about this, but facts. Doing the pigeon. I guess it's Bert and boxcar, whatever that is. It's probably a lira. Pick for a pendant. Well, this is AIDS. Could be opal. Cafe analog. Maybe a tea shop. Guest host here. Romeo and Juliet. This is Atari. Let's put it in. Drive. Fruit with a rind. This is melon. And this is ambition with Dio, not Deo. These are just rolls and bales. Still can't get this. It's obvious in retrospect, but this is bread pan. I didn't know pan was Spanish for bread. And this is bugbear and lab. All right. So this is a really, really interesting phenomenon being highlighted here, where it's, common English phrases consisting of two words, where the second word is a translation of the first word into a different language. Yeah, I did notice it pretty early with without sin. Unfortunately, I didn't know the rest of the languages, but it's a really, really interesting. Like, I don't think the revealer is that compelling, but I don't think it needs to be because the phenomenon is so compelling. Yeah, we had 2 in Spanish without scene and bread pen. Interesting enough. Guest host, I had no idea. I know it's basically 0 check. So it's not as striking, but it's still interesting. This the die is not really a legitimate phrase. And then I didn't know that brand was fire in Dutch. Yeah, the die is clearly the weakest one here because it doesn't stand on its own. But it's interesting to have the 3 across the center, the 3, 8, 3. And maybe without the die, it seems like it's a little low on theme material. But the fact that you could get this many is really impressive, actually. There wasn't really any trickery in this theme, but I don't think it needed it. All right, here I'm checking the number of squares in a 16 by 14 versus a 15 by 15. So a 15 by 15 has 1 extra square, so 16 by 14 times should be right about the same as 15 by 15 times. It just wasn't very tricky today. I guess the difficulty here is that it would help if you knew a lot of languages, but you don't need to know any of the languages. I guess if you need to know at least one for it to be super compelling, I guess. Anyway, let's take a peek through this thing. Yeah, just looking at these again. Yeah, I wonder how these were found. I guess maybe you look for foreign words that sort of are false cognates or something, and then see if you can make phrases out of them. It's amazing that there's this many. But I can't think of an easy way to code this up with like the word lists that people have. Yeah, I think it's a really nice theme. It's a really nice theme because it makes you think and it makes you go, huh. It makes you wonder what else is out there. So I don't mind the lack of trickery, or like the shortness of the themers, or sort of the awkward, the die. I think it it basically stands on its own here. All right, let's see. Matt Damon or Matt Bomer. I didn't know who Matt Bomer was. I do know who Matt Damon is, but then looking at Matt Bomer's Wikipedia page, looking at all his roles, I haven't seen any of the things that he's been in. So it's not so surprising that I didn't recognize his name. Pretty bad with actors in general, but I don't even recognize his face. So, but I know Matt Damon. It's a nice little clue for Bride. Yeah, Enlistee is okay. Lab took an embarrassingly long time. I did like this Cthulhu a lot. It's such an interesting collection of letters. Yeah, nice clue on Mathlete. I think that's cute. Yeah, then Dio versus Deo versus Dei. Just trying to figure this out. Like, yeah, God in Latin is Deus. It's not. What is in Greek? This is just giving me Greek gods in mythology. If we translate God to Greek, we get Theos, of course. But I guess in Italian, it's Dio. So this Roman here is saying in Italy, basically. Right. Oahu. Yeah, R2D2. This kind of a vague clue on Opal. That's fine, but yeah. Single numbers, question mark clue. Yeah, I wasn't familiar with this Doing the Pigeon by Bert. So here I'm deciding if I should if I should play it for us. Yeah, let's take a look at this thing. You'll have to go find it on your own if you wanna watch it and listen to it. But doesn't ring any bells from my childhood. So it's a cute reference if you get it. Yeah. What? No, that's pretty cute too. Shout out to Momo again. Phony document. It's funny. Yeah. Evict. Yeah, I did notice this not just beliefs crossing believe there. It's sort of a partial echo. Yeah, SNL alums. I just don't know all of them, unfortunately. Yeah. Bid adieu. It's a nice clue. Final bid. Sort of makes you think of Price is Right or something. Yeah, Bugbear was a real bugbear for me. I couldn't get off of Bugaboo somehow, but yeah. What else do we got here? Theo Huxtable. It's on the Cosby Show. This is kind of cute because it's cluing it as both the French trait and the Spanish trace. And it's sort of it's a language-based theme. So, I don't know if it's like putting a hat on a hat, but it's a cute clue. Didn't know Chris O'Dowd. I only know Opie from Crosswords. Boxcars. Yeah, why is boxcars 6 plus 6? It's not an expression I've ever heard before. So if we just Google 6 plus 6 boxcars, we'll see the Wiktionary link, which says that boxcars are, in dice games, rolling a pair of sixes is referred to as boxcars because supposedly they look like boxcars. So, okay. I mean, I know there's like a lot of different slang for dice rolls. You know, snake eyes and crap is something that Craps is named after, but that's a hard clue. It's a hard clue for boxcars. Yeah, Idaho. It's a really short border with Canada. Yeah, it's all quite clean. And it's a really, really nice theme. It's a really nice observation. And, you know, if you're a word geek or a letter geek, it's the kind of thing that might appeal to you. So I found it fun. Time was like pretty fast, but there's no real trickery. Just an enjoyable Thursday. Nothing wrong with that. Leaderboard for tomorrow, we had Jay at the time. And I just say, I think that Jay had recently had a tweet that has like 300,000 impressions or something. He's kind of famous on math Twitter. So shout out to Jay. You can find him at Longform Math on Twitter. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, comment, and subscribing. I'll see you tomorrow for some